Queens, man. Big fucking Queens.
I mean, we from Queens.
There's different parts here.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Roseville. Them niggas is from all different parts.
Nigga, we from the same place, bro.
Nah, it's not from the same place, bro.
Stop doing that,
I
bro.
moved around a lot, but mostly Littleton.
That nigga's from Long Island.
Damn, son.
It's gonna be that
It's gonna be that
It's gonna be that type of energy. Alright.
It's gonna be that type of energy.
I'm from Littleton.
I'm perp. Creatively, I do a little bit of everything. I sew, I make music, graphic design, shit like that. Just creative direction in a general sense.
Designer, artist, crafts, many crafts.
By the name of Raw. I make music. Do some modeling on the side and stuff here and there. Also a photographer.
I'm Nay, Nishan. I'm a photographer, mostly. Could probably just say content creator, for the most part, for Pearlboysz.
Marcus Soul. Marcus.
I fucking Marcus Soul though.
Marcus so hard though. I know, like, you can't say nothing else.
The original. Honestly, I dabble in music.
Bro, my nigga rap, man.
I'm not gonna lie.
Son said the original.
Music,
Put me out.
photography, videography. Yeah, bro. A little bit of everything, honestly.
I mean, it started off pretty simple. Like, niggas just wanted to wear pearls. That was just like, that was the basis of it. And then, like, behind it came, like, a bunch of different connotations. Because, like, wearing pearls as a male, especially, like, when we started doing it, like, 2018, 2019, really, like, early 2019.
I want to say before that, actually.
Yeah, kind of. But, like, it was still that transitional era between, like, what gender fluidity would be, or, like, masculinity, femininity. Like, it was, you feel me? We was still transitioning to the age where more people would be comfortable with it. And it was, we kind of feel like pioneers to a certain extent, because it's like, we threw these shits on, and a lot of shit came with it. Like, a lot of comments came with it. Family members, friends, etc., etc., etc. You feel me? Like, a lot of people had comments for what the fuck we put around our neck, like some simple shit. You feel me? So, it started with that, and we just took off ever since. Like, we just want to break the boundaries for whatever it is that you think I'm supposed to be.
So how did y'all respond to that pushback?
Keep wearing my shit.
Honestly,
Keep wearing my shit. Like, it's not gonna stop.
It was never about what other niggas were saying, really.
It was more so like, these shits look fucking wavy.
Like, we fuck with it, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
that's we fuck with what we fuck with. Fuck what anybody else is saying.
it's a heavy emphasis on individuality. Heavy emphasis on individuality, and not really going against the grain, but like being who you are. Like, you don't have to be different. You don't have to be the same. You don't have to be anything but you type shit. Like, that's the biggest thing, more than anything else.
I think that's just like the DNA of what we do, really.
The basis.
OD. It's the foundation of it all, for real. Like, because we are all completely different people. You could even see it by the swag. Like, all of us are mad different, but like, we mesh so well together. We have like a connection that I feel like any set of human beings should be able to create type shit.
How did y'all all come together?
High school.
John
It's a
Bell.
long story.
John Bell. Flushing, New York.
To keep it kind of short, niggas kind of just all knew each other separately since like freshman year type shit.
Word.
You know what I mean? And then throughout the 4 years, niggas just got closer and closer and closer. When niggas graduated, it was just like, yeah, this is the gang right
Whole
here.
time, like, I became cool with these niggas more so closer to like 2016, 2017. Like, outside of high school, like, we had just graduated. Before that, I was doing like other shit.
Nah, but Will was my nigga in high school.
Yo, like,
It's
bad funny.
These is my niggas, but like, I wasn't like with them, you feel me? Like, we was just like, yo, these are my guys. Like, I fuck with them. We on the same way.
That was literally how, like, we would see this nigga around, like, oh, we can fuck with this nigga, bro.
Fuck
Like,
with yo,
we was together because we was on the ball team and shit like that too. So we spent a lot of time together prior to like Will really becoming like part of the group type shit.
I used to tell niggas you was cool though. So.
Yeah, literally.
Because a lot of times coming from the school we was coming from, niggas ended up having to take the same bus.
There
Naturally.
was only like 2 buses to
It was
take.
really like only 2 buses to take. So like niggas was taking the same buses all the time. Like niggas would see each other faces, all that.
Around the time we were going to City Tech, when me, Perp, and Nay would like hang out in my living room, freestyle the beats, run topics past each other, content ideas, shit like that. What we gonna do next? And then around Nation always fall asleep. And the niggas is just rapping, feel me? That's just the vibe. It's always the vibe. They gotta be there.
They gotta be there.
Gotta
Fall
be there.
asleep.
Yeah.
That's a
We're
fact.
not sleeping in the session.
Like,
Bro.
yo,
Listen,
I'm not no rapper, and these niggas go all the way till like 4 in the morning with it, bro. I'm not staying awake for that, bro. So,
That shit is bad.
yeah.
You know,
Sometimes Mark will call me, he be like, Nate there? I'm like, yeah.
bro, but you know you cooking some shit up when they sleep in the corner. He wake up like,
Or they'll wake up and start talking shit.
This is what y'all made this now?
Oh, word. Yo, y'all been doing that this whole time? That's crazy.
yo, that shit is mad funny.
Right back.
I mean, not for that.
I would say like early middle school times, like when I was in Elmhurst, I would like freestyle to myself, but like I used to get bullied, so I used to just keep it to myself. Like I didn't really think I was nice. It was early, like I've been able to do it. It was just me, so being able to believe in myself type shit. And I didn't get that till high school when I met these niggas. Like this nigga, 1 week we told him he couldn't make a mixtape, and then this nigga he was sick, so he was sick for like a week. He made a mixtape, came back. I'm like, there's no way, bro. Had the whole school singing that shit, bro. And I was like, nah, like maybe we could really start recording. Like that shit was funny. He's laughing because he was there. Like
son.
that shit was funny. Bro.
The craziest thing is, a lot of niggas would hear that story.
That shit give me a lot of
think that
confidence,
shit is
I'm not
like
gonna
some
lie.
stupid shit. That's
really
what happened.
That's
though.
really what
That's
happened.
literally what happened, though. That's literally what happened.
That's funny.
After that, we went from let's joke around with this to like let's do this for real. Like let's have fun with it, tell our stories type shit, and then we all just fell in line with it. That's days of like niggas in the basement just making shit up. I met this nigga in the basement slapboxing and rapping, seeing who's stronger than who type shit, who could rap better than who. Yeah, I used to freestyle. I used to be ugly as shit. Niggas used to be laughing at me while I'm freestyling.
I remember like my first memory of like actually writing like a rap. It's like two like staple moments. First time it was like a poetry shit in like early like elementary school. Like I did some shit about snakes, and I had just learned about like there's two types of snakes. They look like nearly identical because they have the same colors, but their patterns are slightly different, and one is poisonous and one isn't. And it was like red, black, and yellow, and I wrote like a whole poem about that shit. And like that was like a staple moment because my mom hung it on the fridge and shit. Like that shit was so powerful for me. It was probably like 6th grade, 7th grade. Like I wrote a rap about. It was for a project. I wrote a rap about the gold rush of 1849.
You wrote a rap about the gold rush?
I wrote a rap about the fucking gold rush, bro. I low-key, I kind of remember it, but not fully, but yeah. That was like, I was like, oh shit, like I'm nice, because like I performed it in front of the class and everything, like it was a whole thing.
You're a dork,
Bro, that shit
Yo, I never knew that. I never knew that.
I did performed it in front of the class and everything, and like, the whole class was like moving, like, oh shit, this is hard. And ever since then, I was like, I might be good at this shit. Since then, I just never stopped rapping low-key.
So, Mark, it was you with the diss on?
Yeah, it was me. You may talk about the diss or we talk about like.
He wasted no time, nigga. Right next to Nah, he wasted no
Niggas moving
time.
like Charlemagne.
Yo, niggas ain't not gonna try to solicit no information, bro. Disclaimer is cap, bro. I said, damn, niggas really
For me, bro, like I started making music when I was like 11. I used to do like poetry and shit, and then like I just remember like a senior year of high school, I was like, yo, I wanna start the year off like making some funny ass shit. Like I want everyone to listen to this shit, and then I made a mixtape called Barcode, and like these niggas was laughing. Like, yo, you're never gonna make that shit. And I made that shit in like one day, bro. Like 9 songs, and then.
A day?
And that was the dishes to her.
No.
No,
That's something totally.
Nobody
That's
did.
something totally different. But it started with the mixtape Barcode.
So this is before the diss on?
Yeah, before the diss.
I just want to make sure I got my
We
time.
gonna get to that, bro. But
You said nobody will see you?
That's what
Yo, hopefully
that's what he just said.
I was like, yo,
Holy this.
Paradox
there isn't really
Cation.
this. Basically, we just making music. I had these guys bumping that shit, and then we all started making music together. And then this guy was never a believer in me, bro. Never. So I had to make a diss track. My fault.
Nah, you know.
You had to let him know.
I got on my phone for now.
My introduction to you musically was through August. And I know that was like a defining moment for you as an artist. Take me back to the August sessions a little bit and then tell me how like that tied in to like the beginning of this Pearlboysz shit.
I just found the footage for those sessions the other day. Those was just like sharpening my skills type of days, like just testing how much I can touch on this topic, how deep I can get into my feelings type shit, and you know, body of work. Like that was my goal, make a body of work that's like undeniable. Like every song you want to be like, what's next? Yeah, they fuck with August more than I do. I'm past that shit now. But that was me learning how to record, how to set bars a certain way, cadences, flows, shit like that. I was just learning everything at a really fast pace. And I'm happy I had this nigga here. I'm happy I had Nay there, like, so they could watch me like focus on shit and figure out shit. Cause I wasn't in school, but I was still coming to school just to feel me, like hang out with niggas and just learn shit, hang out, meet people, connections. That's all I was doing at that time.
Horrible.
Yo, pull up to the school, bro, and
Bro, that nigga will
niggas
pull
not
up,
touching
bro.
no class.
Once Vern came up to tech, bro,
No class.
I already know I'm not going to class the rest of the day, bro.
The day
It's
we got
quiet.
done,
People to meet.
outside. After that, bro, we ended up anywhere,
this
bro.
school.
That shit
Gone
was
after
crazy.
that.
Yo, bro,
One
that shit was so much fun.
Thank goodness I was awake.
Like, we met Tyler, we met Alexis, we met Kiara, we met Bree, we met Matt, Elena, all of them,
Ace,
Jonathan, Ace, like,
Kenneth.
bro, the squad was deep. Cash, it was crazy. The squad was deep, bro, every single day. That shit was lit.
And then we had niggas like y'all, like we was freestyling after class. Niggas like keep going.
I think it was more so just, I don't want to sound too cliche, but like niggas was believing in ourselves, but like we kind of like made things, saw the reviews from like other people outside of what we doing. Niggas was fucking with it, and niggas kind of just ran with that little confidence that we kept getting and just kept pushing that shit because it was just like we fuck with it, but we wanted to know if like niggas outside of just us could fuck with it. And once we started catching knowledge of that, it was just like, alright, yeah, let's actually keep doing it. What kind of like brought me to photography was kind of just like back in like high school, niggas would always ask me to like take pictures of them with their phone or whatever. I was never the one that's gonna ask. I was mad camera shy. I want to say one day in 2018, niggas just stumbled on some bread. And I was just like, you know, fuck it, I'm gonna get a camera. Cause
I remember that day, bro.
yeah, these niggas was with me. I was in Best Buy. I was in Best Buy by Union Square. Niggas walked in. I copped like a Nikon for like $1,1300.
Yep.
And like
Two lenses.
with all that, like everything.
That's all you need.
That's an era where we was like, we worked that.
Bro, we was just working, bro.
Had just working,
it was just
bro.
like non-stop, bro. Everybody was just
working.
Like, I don't think niggas was really linking up too much like that. Yeah, we all worked at Number 21 all together at in QCM.
Yeah.
Like, we all used to work there, so like, I mean, niggas was just working non-stop. So one day, 2018, I just went, copped that shit real quick. I kind of just fell in love with that shit, like virtually immediately. I started like finding new shit to do with it, like learning the camera, all that. Over time, I kind of just started getting into cameras as a whole. I kind of pride myself on knowing how to shoot with any camera possible. So like, that's just my thing now.
It's so funny when I think about my modeling stuff, because I was actually doing this shit from when I was younger, and I didn't, like, when I was doing it before, it wasn't like, oh, I want to be a model. I was just, hey, I'm going to just do this shit. So my church had a little fashion show. We had somebody that, I think had connections with BBC, so they had just given mad clothes to, like, just put on a production with type shit. I think I was around like 12 at the time, and that was like my first experience, like doing the whole walk-in and putting on clothes and shit like that. And from there, I kind of realized as a kid that I actually really liked like the whole modeling aspect. Like I really kind of enjoyed putting on a fit and getting wavy pictures taken. You know what I'm saying? Like it was something that was just mad cool to me to see that like I could have that kind of confidence to be in front of a camera and do that kind of shit too. I guess I could really say college is when I really started taking this more serious. I got to University of Hartford 2016 fall, and they had a fashion show that the BSU, the Black Student Union, would put on. So I tried out for that shit. I didn't really have any experience outside of that shit that I was just mentioning us long ago. I was like one of the best niggas in there as a freshman, and I'm like, alright, I think I'm gonna keep taking this serious. So I just started getting more confident with it, and I think it's just more so of a confidence with just like just being me and like even like how I look and stuff like that. Because everybody got their own little insecurities they come up with and shit like that. But the more I got in front of the camera, the more comfortable I got, and then I just started getting into like the whole production aspect of the show as well too. Because then I got on the board with the BSU, so I'm seeing all the stuff behind the scenes that goes into even putting that kind of shit together. So like it was just kind of like a rush of a moment, like. More and more, my confidence started growing in certain stuff, and I was just trying a lot of the shit that I was into. I think it was 2018 fall. I found the camera cleaning out one of the offices at school, and I was like,
I remember that.
"Yo, it's so
crazy." Come on.
Yo, it was so crazy. So
OD hype, bro.
it was so crazy because like as far as like taking pictures goes, I've always been into it. Like even in high school, like. I was taking pictures of these niggas on like on our phones. I was going in for the angles. You feel me? The Samsung days. Like I would go to Instagram and edit the fuck out my picture. When I saw the camera there, and I'm like, this might be an opportunity to really just like say fuck it. I'm gonna just pick it up and see how I like this. Yeah, going into Pearlboysz, I think when I really decided that I was gonna do this shit for real, we had our first shoot for Pearlboysz back in 2020. So that summer leading up to it, that's during the midst of the pandemic. I had left again to go back to school, so niggas they was still here, but we still trying to get this Pearlboysz shit going. So even though I'm away, niggas having meetings, niggas talking about shit. We was having meetings all summer, you know what I'm saying, right before I left type shit. So I'm like, nah, I gotta make sure I'm back for the shoot. And I feel like they could speak more to the clothes aspect because I was away, so I wasn't really making the clothes and shit like that. But
we had help from Mark and Nate definitely, but that was like working till the last minute. Like we finished that shit. At like 5 o'clock in the morning? Maybe later than that?
These niggas went home. I kept going. Like,
Yeah.
They left and I still had shit to work on. Like, that shoot was crazy. That shoot was so
got
crazy.
no sleep.
I got to the shoot. I didn't sleep. When I got to the shoot, I hadn't slept yet. Like, it was, what time did we do the shoot? Like 10?
no, it was like 12.
Like, it was like around 11, 12.
Yeah, so you feel me? Like, I hadn't slept yet. So, like, when I got there, I'm still, like, trying to set up and shit.
I just remember
I just crashed out like, yo, it's over, bro. I can't even move no more, so I just fell asleep. Before we got to the shoot, me and Vern was just making customs. We were just using the ideas from the customs and then just made some, like, simplified it to an extent. And, like, that was my first real experience with, like, screen printing, too. So, like, I screen printed those hoodies. Like, he got one on. I got, like, the OG design on, but this isn't the OG hoodies, like, OG design type shit.
Yeah, this one's the
That's
first one.
like literally one of the first ones I ever made.
Yeah.
Early starting, like there weren't too many design differences. We made some shit, and I was like, how many colors can we make it in? How many people can we get it to? You feel me? Like that's how it started. Like we had extra UE bread. You feel me? So it was just like, let's make this shit happen.
We had mad UE, bro.
Rest in peace, UE.
We had
Like it was just like, yo, let's make some shit happen. Like we've been making customs like that year.
At some point.
Me and this nigga probably made like
100 hoodies before that.
Yeah, probably at least like between me and him 100 hoodies.
Yeah.
100 different customs. Before we even got to Pearlboysz, I was gonna drop a project called From a Different Cloth, and I made a set of hoodies, and then I graphic designed the logos and shit, and I was just like, fuck it.
It was like early 2020, pre-pandemic. I think it was like January. We pulled up to Perk crib, and we was just all in there freestyling, doing mad shit that day too. And I feel like that day was definitely one of those formative days that kind of led to us like really taking it serious to have a drop by the end of that year. I feel like without that day, I don't know if we would have had the like, yo, like as a group, because they were doing the clothes, you know what I'm saying? But we pulled up and we was just doing stuff. Like I was fucking around. That's when I first drew my logo, like my artist logo and shit like that. I was just,
logo is crazy.
we was just fucking around.
OD.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit is clean as
Oh,
fuck.
so shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Cop up.
What it is that I was trying to capture for it was kind of just to like highlight how fire the hoodies were. So I paid a lot of attention to like just having people see the hoodie and like seeing all the different features of the hoodie and stuff like that. And like with the whole casting for it, like we made sure we kind of got some real fly niggas to like really pop out. That shit, you know what I mean? And that was like one of my key things. There was like a whole bunch of different kinds of people too. You feel me? Like and like I kind of wanted to like highlight that because that's kind of one of the things niggas stand. That's kind of one of the things that we were about. You feel me? Niggas are kind of just like
We did have people of all shapes,
all
sizes,
all colors,
all skin tones, all flyness, all swags. That was so
All
beautiful.
black.
Everybody was black.
Everybody black too.
Everybody was black.
Even before the first drop, we started with just customs. These guys were always making customs. This is the first one, and then right after we made the iPro New York hoodies.
Before
No.
I'm from New York was
You wanna-
surrounded.
The surrounding space, that's a whole nother thing that we're still working on.
He's not coming out though.
Yeah, that's the surrounding space. It's gonna be tweaked a little bit.
This was a mock-up that we had
That's a
did.
mock-up.
Yeah.
You know, but
Sample shit.
yeah, definitely.
Niggas might not never see
but
that shit again.
Definitely a sample that people are not gonna see.
This
but
time period is very, very important to Pearlboysz though. Last year was probably the most important year for. We were outside every day. And even Rahelia, because Rahelia made sure to like really promote this shit in Connecticut a lot. We got a lot of people in Connecticut that support us, but these two were always outside, just connecting with people, being outside, letting people know who we are. That was a big factor.
Yeah, we had a lot of growth in 2020.
Yeah.
Like we didn't drop shit, but like as it pertains to like the name getting out there, and,
Yeah.
like niggas knowing about us, 2021 was that year that like.
But we can also attribute some of the growth though to like you doing shoots and you feel me, you was outside still doing
Yeah.
like little like videography shit. I'm not gonna lie, like everybody had a little bit like sprinkled a little bit of something in there because it was just like, oh, this nigga fuck with us. Oh, this nigga said, oh, he knows somebody or some shit. Like you feel me? It was always something where every single person here was just like Pearlboysz. Like a little bit, just a little bit of Pearlboysz.
My man hit me yesterday. He said he seen 3 niggas in Pearlboysz shit back to back, 3 different people in the
Bro.
city.
That's crazy.
Full circle moments where
And
it's
I'm
like
about to make him a hoodie next week.
randomly walking and you see a nigga like.
But I
oh,
think
oh.
for me, that's like the best thing. Like I remember I was on a date, some girls like, oh, I just saw somebody wearing your hoodie. I was like, oh, where? Then like an hour later, I saw someone else wearing like a hat. And I was
That's
like, so
crazy.
It's
Like,
weird little
that's-
It's
sprinkles of our
it's,
shit.
that's the growth I'm
pretty,
talking
it's
about,
pretty good.
like,
And that all happened
A
last year.
lot of that happened last year
Yeah.
with us just like them little spottings of people you see wearing our shit. That was like last year. That's what I'm saying. Like last year was the year where niggas really kind of like had this shit spread out. A lot of different niggas was fucking with us. Like Mark said, Rolly had the folks up in CT fucking with us heavy too. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, that shit to me is still crazy.
So 2021 going into 2022, niggas ain't really dropped nothing, but it was definitely like the year of growth.
Number one, pearls for everyone. Individuality. You don't have to follow the rules. Or more so, fuck that. There are no rules to anything that you want to do. To be the person that you want to be, you don't have to follow anybody's ideology of it. You can fuck who you want to fuck, be who you want to be, dress how you want to dress, smoke what you want to smoke. All that shit. As long as you don't step on my IG Fazos, you feel me? Like, be you where you at, and I'm going to be me where I'm at, and we don't have to clash about it. Like, we can all be us type shit. That's like the number one thing I want to push. I'm going to spread that message through color. He's going to spread that message through how the videos are shot. He's going to spread that message through the beautiful fucking portraits he takes. He's going to spread that message through everything that he does. The modeling, the fucking pictures, the fuck, like, all of that shit, especially through the painting. Especially through the painting. He's going to spread that message through the lyrics. And I'm going to spread that message through the fucking clothes. Like, the whole point of it is just, like, we're all going to make sure, like, we are who we are, and we're showing you we are who we are to make you believe that you can be who you are. You feel me?
This shit is really just a representation or an extension of us as like how we, like the relationship that we have with each other as friends, as brothers. You feel me? So like off rip, like we said back in high school, we were like super close, but we all individually like messed with Perp. So it was like we recognized that we was on some other shit that a lot of niggas around us wasn't on, and niggas made that very clear a lot of times with us and whatnot, like just trying to make little jokes and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, I feel like we developed like an identity with each other to like just do what we want to do, and we always also recognize that with Perp, like he was always on his own shit, despite who he was around as well too. So just that kind of blossomed into now with Pearlboysz, where like he's saying, it's really a statement of being like who you are and understanding that you don't need to conform to a lot of the different standards and just different ways of thinking that come with all the different shit that it means to be a human in this world. Being males, being black, being whatever, like whatever it is, like
black and being male, bro.
especially those two for obvious reasons, being black and male, but like just all these different markers, you know what I'm saying? Like so that
in the hood dressing different.
yeah, like it's a lot that comes with it, and especially from the gender aspect too. Like wearing the pearls is obviously associated with being feminine.
Big shout out to my graphic designer, Elena, bro.
Yo,
She couldn't be here today, but
Elena
like,
was missing.
She's PB too.
she's definitely PB and she's definitely a staple in this shit. Like,
She's
She's
She's another one who's like, she's been outside a lot, and she's
Yeah.
always promoting us.
Promoting.
Always putting niggas on,
Doing her
always
own
plugging
work
us,
too.
tapping us.
She's
and
always,
you feel me,
yeah, like without Elena, a lot of stuff.
shout out
like-
to Elena.
yeah.
At Elena
Appreciate
again
it.
on Instagram.
We developing it right now. I sent beats like last night for verses. I make verses and hooks. Try to see if niggas can start an idea off like that early. Mark put like 2 songs in.
Yo,
Rolly
done
been
already,
ready.
My shit's already in, bro.
3 songs. 3
They
songs.
had to make it clear.
Track with all of us on it. That's what we really need. Everybody, like even Elena. We got Elena ad-libs. We got Nay ad-libs.
Now for the tape, I think musically we all pretty different as well too. Like as far as like very different as far as the music we make.
None of y'all niggas make the same music.
You
at
feel me?
all.
So
Not
I
even a
think
little bit.
I think this project is really us trying to figure out how to also like form an identity in the music as for Pearlboysz as well too. Because I feel like the clothes has been there, but we really trying to figure out like how to cement that and see how we can all mesh our sounds together. And I feel like that'll be another jump for us
Yeah.
as far as the branding goes. Like once people realize it's not just clothes for real, like these niggas is also making music together and making that a thing and like coming with the content with that. That's what he
And
comes
then
in, like the
shooting
promotion,
videos,
like
and then having photo shoots, and then a couple artists for the Pearl tape, just to like, you feel me, pay respect to everybody who's like been along the way with us thus far. You feel me?
Just know we very family and friends oriented. Niggas don't forget.
How we get
Pearlboysz elephant, bro, because we don't never forget, bro.
nah, I'm like elephant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't know where you was going with it.
How's it going?
Well, I don't know if they feel this way. This is my personal feeling. Fuck a cosign. I don't need that shit. A lot of niggas have like, oh, fuck with you. I don't really care though.
We got a lot of niggas that's
I don't care
like
about that
we
shit.
see your shit and we gonna show love when it's just us, but like when it's in front of niggas, like I don't know.
Fuck
That's
all that
just
shit.
regular shit.
That was crazy. Honestly, just it's been 3 years of just fun, just getting to know a lot of shit. I want to say thank you to everybody that's been supporting us from day one, and we got a lot of shit on the way.
I got a few tapes I'm working on. I've been kind of working on some different mixtapes simultaneously, which is probably not the best workflow, but I'm very much a move at my own pace kind of person. So when those shits drop, they gonna drop. But probably by the time this this interview drops, it definitely will be a tape coming soon. So just look out for that. Photography wise, I've just been trying to create visuals that really feel like they saying something. It's not just a nice picture of someone doing something. Like I want to try to start telling more stories visually. So I got some shits dropping soon, some photos dropping soon. I think that it's gonna kind of jumpstart me in that direction, and definitely check it out.
Beyond anything else, it's us. It's Pearlboysz. That's really it. New York City is getting taken over, but more so even the world is getting taken over.
We appreciate y'all for stopping by.
Thank you for having us, man.
Very much.
In fact, I want to say, yo,
Appreciate
this whole platform is amazing. Keep doing
Shout
what
out
you're
to Port
doing.
Lam.
Yo,
number one, like number one. Shout out to Port Lam. Every trip.
Thank you.
Super
I
proud.
appreciate it.
Super proud of that platform.
Been a race.
Hardworking man right now.
Thank y'all.
Yeah.